Have you ever found yourself lying awake at 3 in the morning, replaying a conversation in your head or obsessively planning every detail of your future because you're terrified of what might go wrong? We've all been there. We live in a world that tells us if we just work hard enough, plan well enough, and worry enough, we can control the outcome of our lives. We treat life like a chess game where we have to win every single move. But here is the uncomfortable truth. That need for control is exactly what is stealing your peace. It's a heavy backpack you were never meant to carry. Welcome back to Tales of Inspiration. Today, we're going to explore a different way of living. We're going to talk about the ancient Zen art of letting go, not giving up, but giving over your trust to the flow of life. We're going to look at why our obsession with labeling things as good or bad is the root of our anxiety. And we're going to do it through a classic story known as The Farmer and His Horse. By the end of this video, you might just find that the uncertainty you're running from is actually where your freedom lives. Let's be honest with each other for a moment. We spend so much energy trying to force life to look a certain way. We have a picture in our heads of how our career should go, when we should meet our partner, and exactly how our day should unfold. When reality aligns with that picture, we feel safe. But the moment reality deviates, when there's traffic, when we get rejected, when plans change, we panic, we tighten our grip. This tightening is where suffering begins. In Zen philosophy, there is a deep understanding that life is a river. You can swim against the current until you are exhausted and drown, or you can float with it. The modern world screams at us to hustle, to conquer, to dominate our circumstances. But the wisdom of the East suggests that peace doesn't come from conquering the storm. It comes from realizing you cannot stop the rain, so you might as well stop fighting it. We constantly judge events. We say, this is a disaster, or this is the best thing ever. But do we really know? Can we really see the end of the story? There was once an old farmer who lived in a poor village. He was considered very wealthy by his neighbors because he owned a magnificent white horse. The horse was so beautiful that even the emperor wanted it, offering huge sums of gold for the animal. But the farmer always refused. He would say that the horse was not just an animal to him, but a friend, and that you do not sell a friend. The neighbors thought he was crazy. They whispered that he was an old fool who could be rich, but instead chose to live in poverty. One morning, the farmer went to the stable and found it empty. The horse was gone. The neighbors gathered around and told him that the horse had been stolen and that this was terrible luck. They said he was cursed. The farmer listened calmly and told them not to speak too quickly. He said that the only fact was that the horse was not in the stable, and everything else was a judgment. Whether it was a blessing or a curse, he did not know. He reminded them that they could only see a fragment of the whole. The neighbors laughed at him. 15 days later, the horse returned. He had not been stolen. He had run away to the mountains and returned with 12 strong and beautiful wild horses. The neighbors were amazed and told the farmer that he was right, that the loss of the horse had been a blessing and that his luck was incredible. Once again, the farmer said they were going too far. He told them to say only that the horse was back and brought others. Whether this was good luck or bad luck, he said, who could know? How could anyone judge a whole book by reading only one page? The farmer had a young son, his only child. The son began training the wild horses. One day, while trying to tame a powerful stallion, he was thrown to the ground and his leg was badly broken. The neighbors came again, calling it a tragedy. They said the farmer would now starve and that the horses had been a curse after all. The farmer told them to stop judging. He said only that his son had broken his leg. Whether it was bad luck or good luck, he said, no one could know. A few weeks later, the country went to war. Soldiers came through the village, taking every able-bodied young man. Sons were taken away, and the village was filled with sorrow.
When the soldiers reached the farmer's home, they saw his injured son and left him behind. The neighbors returned, crying, and told the farmer that his son's injury had been a blessing. The farmer simply said, "Maybe." That single word carries profound freedom. Most of us live like the neighbors, riding an emotional roller coaster. When things go our way, we feel lucky. When they don't, we feel cursed. We are constantly trying to decide if we are winning or losing at life. The farmer understands that life unfolds in chains of cause and effect that we cannot see. Because we do not know the future, we cannot know whether something is truly good or bad. Think about your own life. Think of moments that once felt like disasters, but later revealed themselves as turning points. At the time, you couldn't see it. You only saw one page of the story. The farmer did not deny his emotions. He loved his son and cared for his horse, but he did not add the extra suffering of judgment. He did not tell himself that reality was wrong. When we stop forcing outcomes and start flowing with what is, we enter a state of effortless action. We stop wasting energy fighting life and save it for responding to what is actually in front of us. So the next time something goes wrong, pause. Before you call it a disaster, take a breath and say, "Maybe." You don't have to like what happens. Acceptance is not passivity. It is simply refusing to argue with the present moment. That is where anxiety dissolves. That is where peace begins. Life is unpredictable and chaotic. We cannot control the horses that run away or the wars that come to our door, but we can choose how we label them. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message brought you some calm, join our community here at Tales of Inspiration, and in the comments, write the word "maybe" as a reminder that you are willing to trust the journey. Until next time, remember, good luck, bad luck, who knows? Just keep flowing.